in Zaman's deck that are
Moving to game
over
3 here.
level 5 that are below 1500 ATK.
But then again, there are also a bunch of monsters in Zaman's extra deck that
don't fit that
have
description
levels,
precisely,
but have plenty of attack points.
I wonder if Steinman's more counting on the notion of hitting the soul charges more than what the soul charges can create, and just kind of cutting off Zaman at his biggest play as possible, as opposed to worrying about the smaller, grindy plays.
You probably want the bottomless trap hole for that too, as well. I mean, you're not going to hit a tuner either way.
I'd love to talk to Steinman and ask him about that question.
It'd be very interesting. All right. Zaman is up for the final game of this top 16 match.
Opening with a Dragon Shrine, always promising.
Dragon Shrine.
Oh, we're in top 16, okay.
And title.
So whoever wins this moves to top 8.
Oh, you know, I know what it could be. Deep Dark Trap will only banishes the monster, correct?
Yes, it does get around destruction protective effects.
It may be a specific thing against the Stardust Dragons, which Bottomless would not work against.
There's definitely a few different reasons.
It would also get around if he brought out Azarize, Silver Dragon, I believe, later on in the duel. As long as it doesn't happen on the first turn, though. Alright, he's gone ahead and banish both Redox and Title to special summon Tempest from his hand.
Loads up the Mythic Water Dragon and the Mythic Tree Dragon.
He's getting his combo again, and this is exactly what we talked about. Zaman's going all out to get as many monsters on the board as he can before Steinman's traps become live. And that is a Divine Dragonite Felgrand, and Steinman is without a Max C.
To me, Zaman playing very aggressively, and it looks like it totally worked.
Yep, that's what you got to do when you get the first turn against this deck.
Yeah. Looks like Steinman has compulsory evacuation device. Is that a Deep Dark Trap hole on the end?
So it looked like he has Artifact Ignition in there as well. And I'm foreseeing a situation where he can try to bait out the negation of Divine Dragonite Felgrand with, say, a Morale Talk play, and then chain with compulsory. Oh no. 4 face down cards.
Oh.
His 1/11 set card was Royal Decree. Steinman's got that ignition though.
Could be fine.
Could be fine.
Looks big. The crowd certainly erupted.
If they saw what we saw, then there's every chance that they are doing the respectful thing and not giving it away.
Yeah, it would certainly be suggestive if Zaman flipped Royal Decree and the crowd was just deathly silent for no reason.
Good sports out there in the crowd. 3 cards to the graveyard for Card Trooper. Makes it 1900. Looks like Steinman is thinking very, very hard about when he wants to destroy that decree.
Definitely got to get this right, because if he doesn't, he is out of this tournament.
And all that pointing back and forth indicates to me that time has been called in the round. And they are seeing who gets the last turn. Survival.
The time situation here does not play into Steinman's favor in this particular board.
The 2,000 points are great, but that doesn't do you a whole lot of good if you go to 0. Or even just...
Or just 7,999.
6,000. He does not look happy about the fact that time has run out in this match. But now is the time for more clarity and thinking than ever before.
Yeah.
You got to put that behind you and win this game in any way you possibly can. checking his back rows.
He's fidgeting, but it's not a fidgeting that communicates penultimate disaster. Like,
It's more of, I think I can. I think I can destroy that decree. I think I can stop these monsters from beating me down.
or not.
And that's the problem with I think I can, because maybe you can't. He can certainly take out the decree, though, and he does with Artifact Ignition. Setting Galtek from his deck. The Galtek would make a great defensive wall if he could get it into play.
Now he doesn't need defensive walls. He needs to make up a lot of ground.
But he has nothing else to put in the way.
Yeah.
And takes all the damage. 2,700 points is the difference. Time appeared to be called in Zaman's turn. So this will be turn 1
Seems
of
like it's
3
turn 1.
extra turns. And that means Steinman will get the last turn, assuming that we have understood the sign language correctly.
Always a favorable position. If he gets there.
Yes, that is the trick.
Trap trick
Trap trick
Steinman.
Steinman. It's summoned, but it can't particularly use its effect. And he attacks Card Trooper to get in some damage. Fifth card joins the back row. But Zaman's got a trade in. He could just flat out overwhelm. The tricky thing with this Felgrand is that at the first sign of trouble, that Felgrand is going to become invincible to harm.
But it won't be invincible to compulsory evacuation device.
It's true.
Steinman just needs to be able to put together a pair of threats. One alone isn't going to do it.
He is one direct attack with that Traptrix monster away.
Zaman looking visibly cooler.
From taking the lead. But first he has to make it through this turn. Deep Dark Trap Hole.
There it is.
Takes out Tempest. Can't get another search with it.
Not exactly a loaded graveyard at the moment for Zaman.
Nope. And you'll notice he kept his
But
Felgrand ability.
Is that a shrine?
Burial?
Shrine.
It's a shrine. Burial would be
Good news for
right now.
Zaman. Yeah, Burial would be ridiculous.
That leaves him with only one Dragon Ruler left. It's Blaster. Everybody else is banished.
Yep.
But again, making up a life point differential is Steinman's problem, not Zaman's. Blaster's up next.
Zaman is in that fortunate role of not having to win this match, is having to not lose it at this point.
Ooh, DD
Crow
takes out the Blaster. All the
Steinman brought in everything.
Throwing the kitchen sink at the dragons.
Yeah, Zaman just walling up.
Yep, he took a little more damage.
Steinman's got to get this moving, or it's not going to work.
And I don't know that he can do it between the Felgrand and a face-down card, and what's most likely defensive trap.
2 back rows.
Like even just a Wing Blast would put this game out of reach.
Yep. Steinman knows it. Now the real fidgeting starts. The non-productive fidgeting begins. That is not strong body language. There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Dragon Ruler takes
Zaman headed to the top 8 with Mythic Rulers.
He now advances to the World Championship qualifying match.
One more and he'll be headed to Italy.
And the best part for him is that he's got a safety net now. Even if he loses this next one, he can play again.
Gets 2 shots.
The last 2 in.
Well played on both sides.
Yep, that was a great
Thank
match.
you guys so much for watching YouTube.
We'll be
Don't
back
forget to
in
like,
this for
subscribe
the
to my
top
channel.
8.
Signing off.
Fate's coming.